History Channel gone modern.
So I am Tic Tac, and this here is Squiggles.
And we bring you a new setup again. Changed a little bit. Hopefully you can hear us better now too.
Yeah.
Had some problems in the first number of reviews for that. Good movie or bad? What do you think?
No, I thought it was great as far as, the action, the character development, I think it really surprised me. Like, I was really hyped up for it, and, the hype didn't disappoint me. And
I was
that's
too,
what
but for a different reason. I was hyped up for an action-packed movie. That I was expecting another Iron Man 1. But it didn't give me that, and I was satisfied still with what ended up.
And that's saying something for him. That's saying something.
The character development I really loved. I mean, yeah, they have to lay it out for you, right? Because you can't think about it. It's not like reading a book, right? They tell you everything that's happening. You got to infer things, but they kind of told you. I loved the fact that he was like this skinny,
that scrawny little figure. Yeah, I love that.
Exactly.
That young guy that got beat up, bullied, thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
The guy that you don't expect to do these heroic things becomes a superhero.
You don't expect him to be a superhero because he gets his
because of the physique.
But if you do look early in the movie, right, he gets beat up and he just takes the beats, and so then you do kind of see, okay, this is the kind of character. Right?
And even after he becomes a superhero, though, it doesn't go to his head. It's a character that develops into a superhero, but still has the essence of that innocent, scrawny little boy from before.
So what I really loved was how they did the body thing.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be like some heads, CGI. His head was CGI into someone else's body, but from what you were saying,
yeah, it's actually Chris Evans himself. They shrunk his lower portion of his body so he looks like me.
Yeah. And now he looks like me. And now he looks like me.
Right, action in this movie. What did you thought?
Originally I thought it was a stretch, right? Because this is like based in the World War, and you got these old school weapons, and then Crazy Face himself.
And on that, the new school weapons that the Nazis have, the Germans holding onto these godlike power weapons.
Nazis? Well, that is the word of the day. The word of the day is Nazi, but he's a little mistaken. And Nazi spelled N-A-Z-I. I can spell it.
It's probably the Dutch that you got going on here. This,
and the German.
Yeah, whatever. Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Affected their culture a little.
Yeah. Something, Dutch wrong. But anyways.
And I liked it because the original Captain America was written with them having better things, better toys in the war. And they didn't know what was going to come down the pipe, like what our technology would be.
Yeah.
That we'd be able to do this and annoy the crap out of people. And,
Can you imagine a movie like this made
yeah.
back in the day? It would have sucked.
And I found it made it better. A lot of people probably disagree with me on that one because I guess there's a lot of diehards out there. But I feel it's capturing what Stanley wanted originally the story to happen. In the movie, it is like a black and white almost, except for these few pieces here and there, and then you get a splash of this nice red dress scene, and the lady takes up the frame. So it pulls your attention. It's the same kind of thing they do on pretty much every war movie, because that's just how they were done back then, and they just kind of homage to.
Yeah.
That should have been the word of the day. Homage could be the word of the day, but we already have one, so.
Because even when it's not black and white, it's still very dark, and it's still the only thing that was really bright were the explosions, and well, you're not gonna dumb down an explosion, right? and the guns, right? The Hydra weaponry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as it had a signature look that was the look where they got the energy for these weapons, which I'm not gonna say where. Watch the movie, and so then it's more relatable to, the older people that grew up with the comics, and they could get into these new movies because of how it's done, right?
Yeah.
Once again, talking about Marvel movies, and we talked about the characters. The one thing I'll add is you have that pretty good-looking heroine. I mean, if you're a guy, especially if you're a gay guy, and I'm not, but if you are, you'll definitely like Chris Evans.
I don't know how Marvel's doing it. It's like taking this average girl off the street, and then it's just we're gonna put you into this Marvel movie studios, and boom, you're the best looking thing that's come since years past.
Yeah.
Because they did this Scarlett Johansson. I mean, Sif and Thor kind of took my attention away altogether. They do it again in this movie.
Well, she's like a pinup.
Yeah.
Right?
she's
If you
from
want to
the old
get
days.
really into what it
Yeah.
was, she's a pinup.
Exactly.
For this movie, I give it probably like a 4.5.
4.5 out of
4.5
5.
out of 5.
All right. I'm giving it.
History channels.
Four. I'm giving it 4 history channels out of possible 5.
So a total of how many history channels?
8.5. You can do the math. 8.5 history channels.
You're the math guy. Remember that.
Popcorn's ready, so on to our next review.